Menopause, a new beginning. Menopause. It's a word that can feel overwhelming, confusing, and even a little scary. But what if I told you it doesn't have to be? Today we're breaking down everything you need to know about menopause. What it is, how it affects your brain, the signs and symptoms, and most importantly, natural ways to manage it. Let's demystify menopause together. What is menopause? First things first, what is menopause really? We hear this word thrown around all the time, but what's actually going on in the body? Well, menopause is a natural biological process. It's a transition, a new chapter, not an ending. It marks the end of a woman's reproductive years, and it typically occurs between the ages of 45 and 55. But remember, every woman is unique. Just like each flower blooms in its own time, your journey through menopause will be your own. Now, technically speaking, menopause begins when you haven't had a menstrual period for 12 consecutive months. But here's the thing, the journey doesn't start or end there. Oh no, there's more to it. Menopause has 3 stages: perimenopause, menopause, and postmenopause. Think of it like a 3-act play. Perimenopause is that first act where the curtain rises on those initial hormonal shifts. Your hormone levels, especially estrogen and progesterone, start fluctuating like a seesaw going up and down. And these fluctuations can lead to a wide range of changes in your body and mind. You might start noticing things like irregular periods, changes in your sleep patterns, or maybe even a little bit of moodiness. Don't worry, we'll dive deeper into those symptoms soon. But the important thing to remember is that perimenopause is a time of transition, and it's different for everyone. Some women sail through it with barely a bump in the road, while others experience more noticeable changes. But no matter where you are on the spectrum, it's essential to listen to your body and give yourself grace during this time. And that brings us to our next topic, how menopause affects the brain. Because believe it or not, this transition isn't just about your reproductive system. It impacts your brain power too. How menopause affects the brain. We often think of menopause as something that primarily affects our bodies, right? Hot flashes, weight gain, those sorts of things. But did you know that menopause doesn't just affect your body? It impacts your brain too? And trust me, this is something we need to talk about more. See, estrogen, that powerful hormone, plays a huge role in cognitive function, memory, and even mood regulation. Think of it like a conductor in an orchestra keeping everything in sync. But during menopause, as estrogen levels naturally decline, that conductor might miss a beat or two. And that can lead to some noticeable changes in how you think and feel. One of the most common complaints I hear from women going through menopause is brain fog. You know that feeling, right? It's like you're walking through a mental haze, struggling to remember things or focus. You walk into a room and completely forget why you're there, or you can't seem to recall a familiar name. It can be frustrating, even a little embarrassing, but it's important to remember that it's not your fault. It's those fluctuating hormones at play. And speaking of hormones, let's talk about mood swings for a moment. We all experience mood fluctuations from time to time, but during menopause, those ups and downs can feel more intense. One minute you're laughing, the next you're on the verge of tears. Again, blame it on those hormonal shifts. Now, the good news is that research shows these changes in brain function are temporary. It's not like your brain is suddenly going into permanent decline, but even though it's temporary, it can still be incredibly frustrating to deal with. So, what can we do about it? Well, there are plenty of natural ways to support your brain health during menopause and beyond. We'll get to those in just a bit. Signs and symptoms of menopause. So, how do you know if menopause is knocking on your door? Well, just like every woman's experience is unique, the signs and symptoms of menopause can vary too. Some women experience a whole symphony of changes, while others might just notice a few subtle notes. But let's talk about some of the most common signs that menopause might be on the horizon. First and foremost, you might notice changes in your menstrual cycle. Your periods might become irregular, coming closer together or further apart. You might experience heavier or lighter bleeding than usual. And eventually, of course, those periods will stop altogether. But menopause is about more than just your periods. Hot flashes are another telltale sign. These sudden feelings of intense heat, often accompanied by sweating and redness in your face and chest, can be incredibly bothersome, and they often seem to strike at the most inconvenient times. Along with hot flashes, you might also experience night sweats, which are basically hot flashes that happen while you're sleeping. These can disrupt your sleep, leaving you feeling exhausted during the day. And speaking of sleep, difficulty sleeping is another common symptom of menopause. You might find it hard to fall asleep, stay asleep, or both. Now let's talk about mood for a moment. We already touched on mood swings, but you might also experience increased irritability, anxiety, or even feelings of sadness or depression during menopause. Remember, those hormonal fluctuations can play a real number on your emotional well-being. And then there are the physical changes. You might notice weight gain, particularly around your midsection. Your skin might become drier and thinner, and you might experience vaginal dryness, which can make intercourse uncomfortable. Now, I know this might seem like a long list of potential symptoms, but please don't let it overwhelm you. Remember, not every woman experiences all of these symptoms, and the severity can vary greatly. But knowledge is power, and understanding the signs and symptoms of menopause is the first step towards taking control of your health and well-being during this transition. Tips to help manage menopause symptoms. Now, let's talk solutions. Managing menopause symptoms can feel like a challenge, but the good news is there are ways to regain balance and thrive during this stage of life. Remember, you've got this. First and foremost, let's talk about the power of movement. Staying active is absolutely crucial during menopause. Regular exercise can help manage weight, improve mood, and even reduce those pesky hot flashes. Think of it as turning up your internal thermostat. Activities like yoga and walking are especially beneficial, providing both physical and mental benefits. And what you put into your body is just as important as how you move it. Eating mindfully is key during menopause. Focus on a diet rich in whole foods like leafy greens, nuts, seeds, and lean proteins. These nutrient-packed foods provide the building blocks your body needs to thrive. Now here's a little secret weapon: phytoestrogens. These plant compounds found in foods like flax seeds and soy can actually mimic estrogen in your body and provide relief from some menopause symptoms. Think of them as little helpers, stepping in when your body needs them most. And let's not forget about sleep. Prioritizing sleep is essential for managing menopause symptoms and supporting your overall well-being. Create a calming bedtime routine to combat sleep disturbances. Try herbal teas, essential oils, or mindfulness meditation to relax your mind and body before bed. And when those hot flashes strike, remember to stay cool. Dress in layers, keep your bedroom cool, and sip cold water when needed. Think of it as creating your own personal cooling system. And most importantly, give yourself grace. This is a transition, not a battle. It's a time to listen to your body, honor your needs, and embrace the journey. Managing menopause naturally. Now let's talk about natural remedies for menopause. Because let's face it, sometimes we need a little extra support to navigate those hormonal ups and downs. And Mother Nature has provided us with some incredible tools to help us do just that. One popular option is herbal supplements. Black cohosh, red clover, and evening primrose oil are just a few examples of herbs that have been traditionally used to balance hormones and alleviate menopause symptoms. These herbs work in harmony with your body, providing gentle support during this transition. But remember, it's always essential to consult with your doctor before trying any new supplements, especially if you're taking other medications. They can help you determine the right dosage and ensure that the supplement is safe for you. Now, along with herbal allies, don't underestimate the power of mind-body practices. Techniques like meditation, deep breathing, or Tai Chi can work wonders in reducing stress and improving overall well-being. Think of these practices as tools to calm the mind, soothe the soul, and restore balance to your body. And speaking of balance, let's talk about hydration. Drinking plenty of water throughout the day is crucial for everyone, but it's especially important during menopause. Water helps with everything from regulating body temperature to keeping your skin hydrated and supple. And last but not least, let's talk about the power of food. Certain foods are like superheroes when it comes to supporting your body during menopause. Add foods rich in omega-3s like salmon and walnuts to your diet to support your brain and mood. These healthy fats are like brain food, helping to keep your mind sharp and your spirits high. Remember, menopause is a natural part of life. Embracing it with the right tools can transform your experience from one of uncertainty to empowerment. You've got this! So there you have it, everything you need to know about menopause and how to navigate it with confidence. Whether you're just starting this journey or deep in the middle of it, remember, you're not alone, and there's so much you can do to feel your best. Have questions or tips of your own? Let's start a conversation in the comments below. And if you found this video helpful, make sure to subscribe for more insights on health, wellness, and finding balance in every stage of life. See you in the next video.